admiring the Florida Here and Now, Then and Now book by Bruce Hunt. Joining us, we have Bruce Hunt. Thank you very much for coming and joining us tonight, Bruce.
Well, thank you guys for having me.
On this chilly Florida night.
Bruce, I got to tell you, I'm enamored by the book and all about Florida and Hollywood Boulevard and all the Miami and all the retro stuff and how you put the then
back
and
to back.
now, meaning, you know, obviously we get that as creative people, but what incredible photographs that you found and dug up to be able to publish with the new stuff.
Well, one of the things that's really interesting is how good the quality of the old historic photographs were. A lot of those old photographers shot with large format 8x10 view cameras, and it's amazing how good some of the quality of those pictures are. Quite a few of them in there, particularly ones from Tampa and Central Florida, are out of the Burger Brothers collection.
Well, Bruce, we want to talk about this book,
Sure.
but can we talk about you for just a minute? Tell us about you and what you do and where you're from and why you did this.
I'm born and raised Tampa my whole life, right here in South Tampa, actually. I write and photograph books. I also am a regular contributing writer and photographer to DuPont Registry Tampa Bay magazine.
Oh, very cool.
And that's what I spend most of my time doing. So.
And then this is a hobby, or is this a business for you, publishing these?
Well, it depends on whether you ask me or you ask my accountant.
Okay, so it's a hobby. Now, I find one of the most impactful pictures, and I just found it here for me, is this Hyde Park and Bayshore Boulevard in 1926. Normally, and I just want to show you this, guys, right here, okay?
Can they zoom in on this one?
Can we zoom in over here or there? Let's look at this picture here. Look at this.
Which one are you looking at?
This one right here?
Yeah.
This one.
Now.
No, this one.
That one.
Yes,
okay.
if you look at that, 1926, right, on the right, that right there, in the picture next to it today, there's more trees.
Yes,
there's
there
greener,
are.
bigger, more trees.
That's the truth.
Saturating
I didn't
the
even
area.
notice that. You're
that
right.
to me is incredible.
Yeah.
How awesome is that? It's not stripped down and rebuilt in high rises.
It's the truth. It's the truth. This is kind of an interesting pair of pictures because the 1926 shot is taken from the roof of the Bayshore Royal Hotel back then, condominiums now, and I couldn't get on the roof to take the shot. But I have a friend that lives in the...
They wouldn't let you on there to do for this book?
Well,
Didn't probably push hard enough to...
I have a friend that lives in Harbor House, which is right across the street from there, and has a balcony on the 15th floor. So I took my shot from up there, adjusted the lens a little bit to make the difference, and both of them came out the same. But it's a pretty good example of with each of these pictures, I had to go around and try and figure out exactly where the original photographer took the pictures from, and then get myself in that same position or as close to it as I could to reproduce the shot.
And that is a true testament to your dedication to preserving or continuing history and letting people see what it was and where it is and what we really need to do in order to preserve things and make things happen and stay and last a while.
Exactly.
Well, why did you? I mean, this is not your first book that you've published. What are
No, actually, this is my 6th book, but it's my first coffee table hardback photography book.
How is this selling for you?
Very good.
Is it?
Yes, it just came out in October. And Westcliff Publishers, my publisher, brings these books out right before Christmas because they're obviously a gift-type book. Yeah. And it's selling gangbusters through Christmas. Yeah, it did great.
You know, are you somewhat of like a kind of history buff, kind of like a
I have become kind of a history buff.
You are the history buff now.
Well, I don't have any formal background in history. I don't have a degree in it or anything like that, but I have a lot of interest in it. My other books were primarily Florida travel books. The more popular of my other books is called Visiting Small Town Florida. So I did a lot of history research for that book, and that kind of spawned my interest in Florida history, and in fact a lot of the research I did from other books ended up in this book as well.
You know, I got an idea for you here. This is for your next book, which shouldn't be as difficult as the first time. You know, the little small towns in Florida you said you did? You need to take that and make it a Harley Davidson guide to small towns in Florida and republish it.
You know what? I know some Harley Davidson guys that use my book just to travel around, but if you made it an official Harley Davidson guide, that would be a great idea.
Big cash, and your accountant can send me some money for the idea.
And you make it small enough so they can put it in their back pocket.
That's right.
Make it a guidebook.
So what are you hoping that, you spent a lot of time, a lot of years went into this, I'm sure. It wasn't done overnight.
It was a 2.5-year project for me, 3 years by the time the publisher had it coming out and everything. Yeah, it was a very big project for me.
What are are you hoping that people take away from this after they read it?
First off, I don't want to preach to anybody, but first off, it's for people's entertainment. I think people enjoy looking at the old pictures and going, wow, I look how much it's changed, and I hope they also read it, because I did a lot of work researching the histories and things like that. But secondarily, I think there's a message in there that it's worthwhile to preserve history, to preserve our heritage.
That's what I get out of it.
And
first.
I tried to show examples of well-preserved Florida, where the old and the then and the now look the same.
Bok Tower in Lake Wales is a very good example of that.
But then there are other examples in there that I wanted to show where things don't look the same at all. They're completely changed.
South Beach.
And so you can appreciate the differences, you know.
Yeah, there was one in here in South Beach that was just like, whoa, what happened there?
You know,
I really hate to see it when they obliterate a whole, where you can't recognize what it was.
Right, when you're
I think it's very important.
Where was the person standing to take this photograph? Because this doesn't seem like the right cross street to me.
And sometimes that was difficult to figure out too. Sometimes it was easy and it was obvious, and sometimes you get there and I would just have to find one little architectural clue on the top of a building that matched the one in the picture from 80 years before, and go, okay, that's that building. He must have been standing here.
So Bruce, what's next for you? What are you working on?
A nap.
I've got
I want to take a big nap.
Promoting this book, that's for sure. I've got a couple of fiction projects that I'm working on, and I've also got a couple of more nonfiction projects that are kind of ideas at this point. The two fiction projects are well in the works, though.
Will they be offered as an ebook? Our last guest was here talking about ebooks.
I don't know yet. Don't have a publisher for them yet. One of them's finished. One of them's halfway finished.
Very good. And that's his passion, is to write.
Write and shoot pictures.
Yeah, man, that's fantastic.
Give us your contact information.
I have a website, brucehuntimages.com. It has some of my photography on it and some references to my books as well.
That's where you can buy these books?
Yes.
Anywhere.
You've got a national distribution?
All the bookstores have them, certainly in Florida.
Oh, wonderful.
A great place in South Tampa to get them is Inkwood Books.
Sure, I love Inkwood Books.
It's a great bookstore.
Yes, I do.
Great bookstore.
And a percentage of what they sell goes back to Gorey Elementary, in case anybody really cares.
I didn't know that.
Because my kids go to Gorey Elementary.
Bruce, thank you very much for coming here and sharing
me.
your book with us. It's a wonderful book, beautiful pictures. Rob was just enamored by it and was looking at it all day today, so thank you.
Yes, thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.